I've gotta sit somewhere a little bit more comfortably. There. My name is Laura Hovel, and I am the yearbook sponsor at Martin High School. I'm a CATE teacher. I teach business classes and professional communications, advanced computers. And I've been here for 21 years, my 22nd year. It is the original yearbook for Laredo High, the only high school in Laredo. We have our first copy in 1916. It's the first edition. It was with Laredo High School when Laredo High School was at the La Posada site. We have a copy actually under lock and key here at the school of every issue with the exception of 2 copies, which is our mission today or at this time. It went on, and 1931 to 1936 are the only years it was not produced. And that's because it followed the Depression. Those were the Depression years, and the book was not published, so we don't count those years. But 37, right here, goes on through the wartime, and you can see how it evolves through wartime, like this cover, addressing to our graduates in the armed forces, around the world, and how it goes, and then how technology comes in. And you've got your metal inlays, these fancier covers, and of course digital copies and things that are happening that we're doing in our book today. La Pitahaya is actually a cactus. It's the flower of a cactus, very prominent to South Texas. Being back in 1916, the university that was most known and everyone aspired to go to was the University of Texas in Austin. Their yearbook is called the Cactus, and hence they chose at the time La Pitahaya, or they wanted to follow that logo idea, and what they did was they developed they looked around, what's common here that's common with that, and it was the Pitahaya.
This 100th edition, I definitely like how it's going. We're going big for this one. This is definitely going to be the best one. I'm sad it was my first and last year here in yearbook. I've always been in the photography club since freshman year, but yearbook was totally different for me. I wasn't used to editing and stuff like that, and having my own file and adding them to the yearbook and stuff and creating pages. But it was definitely something nice to learn, and I'm glad I got to experience it. I'm definitely going to be sad it's my senior year to leave, but I'm definitely going to make it memorable and prove it with this last book.
We've got the 100. What are we going to do, And so we're, in looking at all this stuff, and just like you see it in front of you now, we thought, this book is still for these kids this year. It's their book. But we've got, look at this beautiful history here. So we thought, well, we have to do vintage. We've got to give it a vintage flair. And we are going with a vintage flair this year, but with very modern attributes to the flair.